Bhakti every week. He is very profound in Shastric knowledge, yet very humble by nature. He has an in-depth knowledge about Srimad Bhagavatam and is a thorough reader of Srila Prabhupada's books. Prabhuji loves serving newcomers, so this will be a great fortune to make the most of the time that we have with Prabhuji today. I highly encourage everyone to ask as many questions as you have at the end of the class. Please put your hands together and welcome Prabhuji in a regular style by saying 3 times, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you.
थैंक यू माता जी। जब भी कोई इंट्रोडक्शन देता है तो थोड़ा प्रेशर फील होता है। So now I have to do justice to the introduction. Okay, so Hare Krishna everyone, and thank you to the Vivek Prabhu and Karuna Avatar for giving this opportunity. Jagannath Ram Prabhu does, he does send his apologies because unfortunately, as all of you know, Mataji, she has to go into hospital again, and she was going to get discharged today, but the doctor said that they are going to keep her under observation for one more day, and that's why Prabhu could not come. So this is a last minute change, and that's how you got me. So next 50-60 minutes I will speak, but please do ask any questions, or if you have any doubts or would like to make any comment, so please do so, because if it's interactive, we'll get more out of the session. Otherwise, it will be just me speaking and you guys will be listening and you'll be bored. Okay, so ask as many questions as you can, or if you have any doubts, comments, please. So we'll keep it interactive as much as possible. Okay, so Prabhu has given me a topic to speak on, but I thought I'll just just recap on what happened last week. Right? Any big event happened in your office last week? What's happened? Sorry? Crowd strike. What happened with the crowd strike? We got the blue screen of death. Yeah? So what is the blue screen of death? Well, your computers got hacked, right? And then everyone, if you're a worker, you rejoice, no more work. What can I do? Until technology fixes the issues, we can't do anything, right? So the crowd strike. So they hacked into our computers, right? In old days, the different countries, they used to attack other countries. For example, most of the times, it's the Britishers. They went out and colonized all the other different countries, right? And that's how they ruled, by capturing different countries. Now Russia is trying to do that to Ukraine. And to some extent, the other one, Israel and Palestine, that is also happening. So in old days, the different countries used to attack other countries to capture, right? But now the whole world is captured. Nothing is left. Okay? So what else to capture? Right? So they started to capture our minds. Okay? Because that is the only thing that's remained to colonize. Everything else is colonized. Britishers, they went and colonized everything. Now everyone is going to UK and colonizing UK. Karma comes back, right? So a lot of different countries, French, Portuguese, they came and attacked India and they captured part of it and ruled. So Indians are going out everywhere now and capturing all the other countries, right? So nothing's left to capture. So all these big companies, all they had to do is create one app. Create one app and your mind is captured. YouTube, right? Kids these days, they will not eat without watching videos. Right? I have gone through that. My son is 14 now. Okay, so growing up, at least he watched some Krishna movies, right? But now, unless the kids they actually sit in front of YouTube and watch their own videos, they will not eat. Okay, adults, TikTok, Facebook, what else is there? Instagram, yes, right? Instagram, and that is how they have captured our minds, right? So to avoid this blue screen of death, the crowd strike, what was something that was lacking is the strong, what is that? Strong what? security, protection, right? Virus controls, right? So if the companies had the strong protection for this security, strong security against the viruses, that wouldn't have been an issue. But now all these companies, they infiltrated our minds. Okay? So what is the strong protection that we need to protect our mind? Yeah? Spirituality. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Anything else?
Chanting of the holy name.
Chanting of the holy name. Yes, very good. So how does that help?
It gives us protection and make us strong against the Maya.
Against Maya, very good. And spirituality now, what do you mean by that, Mataji, spirituality?
I think it just gives one protection against, or maybe tries to filter. We try to take in what we really need in life.
Ah, yes, very good.
We try to make the life more simpler.
More simpler,
rather than
yeah.
getting more complicated with all.
Yes, yeah. So rather than complicating our life, right, make it more simpler, right? Imagine that, 5,000 years ago, Arjuna was confused. Right? He didn't know what to do, whether to fight or not to fight, run away, take sannyas. What should I do, right? There was no Instagram either, so to take the guidance, to find out what was the latest trend in the society that is happening. Because based on the latest trend in the society, we take our decisions. Isn't it? Is it right or wrong? But is that the right way to do? Right way to take the decision? No, right? That's not the right way to take the decision. So how do we take the decision? Right? We need something in our life to guide us. Right? And only then we will know what is right and what is wrong. Otherwise, our minds are already infiltrated. Okay? बहुत सारा कचरा भरा हुआ है. By the way, anyone who does not understand Hindi, because last couple of times I was here and there was no one, so because there's sometimes Hindi does come in between. Okay, so there is a lot of garbage that is coming our way, and as Mataji has very rightly said, that we need to filter it out. Okay, but the problem is we don't know what to filter out and what to take, right? Because our standards are given to us by this social media and the people who are around us. Okay, that's why Arjuna also said, he gave lots of reasons not to fight, and then in the end he said, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava pruchhami tvam dharma sammodha cheta yas shreya syan nishitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. That Karpanya dosh, you understand what dosh means. These impurities or faults. I don't know where these impurities or faults they are coming into me. I'm a Kshatriya, right? Arjuna was Raj Rishi, by the way. Okay. He was a Raj Rishi, he was a Kshatriya, he knew the Vedas, he knew, because that's how in the chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita he gave different reasons not to fight, from Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, okay, to Krishna. And then in the end he said, after saying all of that, I just don't know where these faults are coming into me. I am completely confused now. Now you tell me for sure, Nishitam Bruhitan me, Nishit. You tell me for certain what to do and what not to do. Okay? So, that is when he said that Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapanna. Shishya means? Disciple. Right? So, I am your soul surrendered disciple now. So, please you guide me and tell me for certain what should I do. Okay? And this is where the Bhagavad Gita starts. Okay, that is when Krishna says, okay, now that you have surrendered, okay, so before this, what was the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna? Friends, right? Of a friend. And as soon as Arjuna says that I am your disciple now, Krishna says, now you come to me. Imagine, right? Two best of friends, one friend going to the other one and saying that, ab main tera chela, ab mujhe bata. Ab aa beta tu, ab batata hu tujhe, right? And that is when, because they were best of the friends, right? They were best of the friends. And that is when Krishna said, okay, that's fine. Now we will discuss. Okay? And in the end, Krishna did not force Arjuna to take the decision. He said that now I have spoken everything. Based on that, you take the decision. In the end, the responsibility was up to Arjun to decide what to do and what not to do. But the best thing that Arjun has done is that he has taken the shelter of Krishna. He asked Krishna to be his guru. Okay, he asked Krishna to be his guru. And Jagannath Prabhu has told me that most of you are chanting very nicely and you are doing temple services as well. We just need that little extra step to take it and take the shelter of a guru. Okay, your life will completely change. Your life, you will see there is a big, massive change. We are still chanting, right? You are chanting now as well. But as soon as you take the shelter of a guru, okay, and guru gives you that mantra, you will see that the potency and change in your mindset. Okay, the activity will be the same. You will be chanting the same mantra. Okay, but the potency that comes with it will be completely different. Okay. Now, question is, do we need a guru? क्यों चाहिए? Right? मंत्रा तो पता है, हरे कृष्णा मंत्र है, भगवद गीता दिया हुआ है, भागवतम भी है. So do we really need a guru? What do you think? Any thoughts? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when somebody tells you you need a guru? Any thoughts that? Yes, Prabhu.
When you say we need a guru, it is the first step towards initiation, means initiate the path of the Bhakti. So
Very good. Yeah.
we seek a right path.
Right path. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Very good.
Right now, at least I am not going to read all the books, that's for sure.
Yes. It's too much to read.
At least with the blessings of Guru, at least we will be able to sail through.
Very good. Very good. I like that answer. With the blessing of a guru, at least we will be able to sail through, and that too in a right direction. Very good. Anything else, or anyone would like to add anything to it?
Association with God brothers and sisters will help us.
So association with the like-minded people will help us. Yes, very good. Because any activity you do in a group is joyful, right? How many of you have seen the T20 final? Be honest, raise your hand now. Now imagine watching the T20 final when India is winning, sitting alone in front of a TV, okay, and watching with 10 friends, right? Watching with 10 friends, साथ में चल रहा है अपना वो snacks आ रहे हैं, cold drinks आ रहे हैं, गप्पे चल रहे हैं, सब चल रहा है, मस्ती चल रही है. The experience, the result is the same. It's the same TV, right? But the experience will be completely different, right? What changed? The association of your friends. Because all of your friends, you like to watch cricket, you sit together, you watch it, you enjoy it more. Okay? Spirituality का भी ऐसे ही कुछ है. Okay? When you do it with your like-minded people, like with devotees, okay, under the guidance of a guru, your experience will be completely different. Okay? And Guru actually gives us the guidance what to do and what not to do. I'll give you my own example. And when I say my example, my son's example, he plays soccer. This is his third year he's playing soccer. So 2 years ago, all the devotees, devotee kids, they came together. Luckily, we had 13 devotee kids, same age, kind of 1 year, more or less. And we formed a team. And these devotee kids, not many of them actually have watched TV. So all they knew is there is football and then you just have to kick. So that's all they did for the 2 years ago. And then obviously we joined a club, Middle Park Club. So the games happen every week. So the first game that we went, we lost by 16-0. So that is in a soccer. No one knew how to play. Okay, no one knew. All they knew is if the ball comes to you, kick it. That's it. 16-0, 10-0, 15-0, and it was crushing. It was more crushing to the parents actually when you see the kids, losing that. बच्चों को क्या है, चल रहा है उनका, पापा लेके जा रहे हैं खेलने के लिए, वो बॉल को किक कर रहे हैं, वापस आ रहे हैं, right? But when you see the look on the dads, watching them on the sideline, oh, it was, soul crushing, not even heart crushing, it was soul crushing. When your team loses by 15-0 and 16-0, and then we thought, okay, what to do? The good thing was only devotee kids are playing together, so that was only the plus point. And then the last year, luckily for us, we got a coach. Okay? We got a coach, and then he saw our team. He said, only Krishna can help you, no one can help. But somehow or other, before playing the game, he started training. So the kids go 2 days in a week for training. Okay? And then we saw, my God, जो भगाया कोच ने वो बच्चों को, ऐसा भगाया, ऐसी drill करवाई उनकी. And then the kids came home and then they started complaining to us. What kind of a coach is that? वो तो हमको खेलने ही नहीं दे रहा, गेम तो खेलने नहीं दिया, बस भगाया हमको, right? हम वहाँ पे खेलना चाहते हैं, we want to kick the ball. And then we started, there is a method to the madness. We thought, होगा कुछ तो, चलने दो. And then last year, we finished 5th on the ladder. So there are 10 teams in the league. And then we finished 5th on the ladder. Not only that, we were not losing, we started winning the game. Okay, we started winning the game. And that's only because of through the proper training. And then this year, if you see, the Middle Park Soccer Club is number 1 on the ladder. Okay? Same kids, same game. What changed? Only thing that changed is we added coach. The amount of time we were spending with the kids training and playing is the same. Okay? It's not that rather than training for 1 hour, we were training for 3 hours or 4 hours. No. The amount of training is the same. Okay? And then the coach, luckily he is also a devotee. He saw what kids were eating. उनका डाइट देखा, सुबह जाओ ब्रेकफास्ट, पूरी खा रहे हैं, वो बर्फी खा रहे हैं, सब स्वीट्स खा रहे हैं, ब्राउन पेड़ा आता है वो टेंपल में बहुत फेमस है, वो खा रहे हैं, वो रसगुल्ला खा रहे हैं वाइट वाला. उन्होंने फिर एक को घर पे बुलाया, वो कोच ने पेरेंट्स को बुलाया, बच्चे बाहर खेल रहे थे, क्या कर रहे हो? इफ योर किड्स डाइट इज लाइक दिस, कैसे होगा, कैसे खेलेंगे, कैसे भागेंगे, right? So everything, that diet changed. Okay, so the few tweaks here and there. So the kids were still eating prasad food only. Okay, it's just that what they were eating changed. And that's how, from the bottom of the ladder to the middle of the ladder, now they are on the top of the ladder. Okay, so that's their journey. And that happened only in 18 months, I would say. Only in 18 months, everything changed. Now imagine, this is for the kids, which are very unruly. Just like our mind, very unruly, never listens to us. Okay, our mind is like monkey, they say. It jumps from one branch to the other branch to the other branch, keeps on changing, never sits at one place. Okay, it happens to you as well, right? और मैं अपने बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ. For it to systematically work,
especially during chanting.
Especially during chanting, yes. तब खाली वक्त है ना, अभी बैठ के क्या करें, तो प्लानिंग करते हैं हम लोग, right? Especially when you're chanting. So, and that is why, same, we need to have a coach, a guru in our life. कैसा होता है when it comes to spirituality ना, especially with Indians, कुछ भी चलता है. कोई बात नहीं, कोई फर्क नहीं है, भगवद गीता है ना, पढ़ेंगे हम. But when it comes to earning a degree, right? So we have to go to school. Huh? How many of your kids go to tuitions? Yeah? Kids, we send them after school, there is tuitions. Why? Doctor या engineer ही बनना है ना, books are available in the market. Read them. यूनिवर्सिटी भी जाने की क्या जरूरत है? There is no need to go to university either. Books पढ़ो, you will get the degree. Will you? No, right? Because you have to go to a recognized university or a college to get that degree. Only then, whatever efforts that you are putting will be recognized. Otherwise, एकलव्य जैसा हो जाएगा. आपका तो पता नहीं, मैंने तो आपको गुरु मान लिया है. तो आप जानो अब क्या करना है. It won't work. Okay. So Guru, the reason for that is we need guidance. For example, Jagannath Ram Prabhu, right? He would have given you some sort of advice what to do and what not to do. Correct? And a lot of you are actually also doing services in temple. I heard that, and I see Mukesh Prabhu. I will always forget your initiated name. Madhu Gopal, yes. Because I knew him from long time and I always remember him as Mukesh. So I never remember his name as the initiated name. Madhu Gopal Prabhu. He does lots of services. I see, every Sunday Prabhu comes to temple for serving. I don't know, Prabhu, other times you might be there as well. It's just that I'm not there, so I don't see. Okay, so a lot of you are also doing services in temple, which is the right way to progress. Okay. So when we actually surrender, when Arjun surrendered to Krishna, then they started discussion. Okay. What about this? What about that? Okay. So same thing, what you're doing now is you're doing it with Jagannath Ram Prabhu. Prabhu, I have this issue, what should I do? How do I, fix it? How do I address this issue? I'm having trouble concentrating my mind during chanting. What are some of the things that I can do? So Prabhu will come to you and he will discuss. Okay, Prabhu, I'm not finding it very difficult to read Prabhupada books, as one of Prabhu said. And for us, Prabhupada has written so many books. Okay, so many books. In fact, when you think about it, he has poured his heart and soul in these books. Right? Imagine what Prabhupada has done wouldn't have been possible without the empowerment coming from Krishna. Okay? For us, okay, when you think about it, Prabhupada were his grandkids. Were his grandkids, right? He was 70, so he was actually living in Vrindavan, in Radha Damodar temple, okay? If he would have wanted, आराम से वहाँ पे बैठ के अपना chanting करते और खत्म कर देते ना. Only because he had that compassion for every one of us, he went out of his way. Saying that out of his way is very small word. Okay? Not having any money, he went to US. Okay? In that harsh winter of New York, Prabhupada had only one thin chadar with him. ये हमारे जैसा ये कुछ नहीं था, puffer jacket ये वो सब कुछ नहीं था. Okay? What to speak of puffer jacket and all of that? Where he was staying, okay, there was no toilet in that building. If he has to use the toilet, he has to go to the building across the road. Now you imagine 70-year-old person, okay, in cold winter. You have to get up in in middle of the night to address the nature's call. In that wintry conditions, just with that thin chadar, he will cross the road and go and use the toilet. So he has gone through a lot of difficulties for us. If you read his Leelamrita, if you read that, maybe start with a small book, Your Ever Well-Wisher. Okay, if you read that, I'm telling you, and especially if you're reading Leelamrita, if you read that initial chapter, crying out in the wilderness, you will cry. Okay, crying out in wilderness. Prabhupada in Delhi, he was in Delhi at the time. He was printing books, and when I say printing books, he has to write the book first, go to the printer, okay, and he would go walking or sometime rickshaw to save money. He will go walking as well. No breakfast. He will go sit there. Whatever the printing press has printed, he proofread it, give him corrections. Go back to whatever he was doing, book distribution in 40-42 degree heat in Delhi in summer. Come back again. get the books, distribute them, reprint them. Okay? And that too, he did not have much success there. He did not have much success. Only out of his compassion he did this. At least we can read. Start somewhere. Okay? Read one paragraph before going to bed. Okay? Not even one page. Just read one paragraph. Okay? You know how I finished reading Bhagavad Gita when I came into his Krishna consciousness? Me and my wife, we said that we will not have dinner unless and until we read 4 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Okay? We started small. We said we will not even read purports, but just the translation. Shloka and translation. That's how we started. But as soon as we started that, the interest grew automatically. And we used to, while she was cooking, I was cleaning, we used to listen to that Science of Self-Realization, that CD. And we will finish it off in one sitting, one lecture. Okay? That's how the interest built. And then, slowly, with shlokas, we started reading purports as well. And soon enough, we finished Bhagavad Gita. Okay? So that's how you have to do it as well. Okay? Because once you read Prabhupada's books, and on top of it, if you're doing service as well, you will start to build that relationship with Prabhupada and Prabhupada's books. Okay? It's very unfortunate for us that Prabhupada is our Acharya and he is not on this planet now. Right? And the second shocking thing is that Madhugopal Prabhu will tell you. Okay? His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj, he left his body recently, right? So what is happening is that Prabhupada is gone. His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj is gone. Whatever the next layer that we have, Prabhupada's direct disciples, okay, that layer is very thin. And all these Maharajas who are initiating ones, they are very old as well. They are unfortunately very old. Okay? As much as it hurts me saying this, but this layer is also going to disappear very soon. 5 years, 10 years, who knows? Max 20 years. Max 20 years. That layer will vanish. Then we have the next layer coming up. We don't know how many of will come. And it is said in Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamra Sindhu, okay, Guru Padashray, that is taking the shelter of a Guru, is the first step in any spiritual life. In your spiritual journey, the first step is to take shelter of a Guru. Okay. Now next month, we're very fortunate that His Holiness Vedavyas Priya Maharaj is coming to Melbourne. The reason for that is, it's his Vyas Puja. Okay, and it's very rare that a live Vyas Puja, you get to witness live Vyas Puja. Last year we had His Grace Shankarshan Das Adhikari Maharaj's Vyas Puja happening. Okay, and then I still remember there was a couple of years ago, or maybe before COVID, I think, Vedavyas Priya Maharaj's live Vyas Puja was in Melbourne as well. Then we had Devarud Maharaj's Vyas Puja, live Vyas Puja. Okay. So actually, and I've been in ISKCON what now for 16, 17 years, and whatever Vyas Pujas I counted, these are only live Vyas Pujas that have happened. It's very unfortunate. Okay, it's very unfortunate, but these are the only live Vyas Pujas. And when I say live, that means Maharaj is also present there. Okay, so take the full advantage of it. Okay. Now the next thing is, how do we know, or how do we find out who's, who to take shelter from? Who to take shelter from? So for that, we need to listen. We need to listen to the lectures. Okay. When we came into the ISKCON, my wife, she said that, we should also take shelter of a Guru. And I was a bit apprehensive. Do we really need to, take a soch there? We'll think about it. And then I thought, Guru, if I take shelter of Guru, what will that mean? There's extra responsibility that will come with it. Am I ready for it? I didn't know. And then I was listening to the lectures, but it wasn't very focused. Okay, it was haphazard. Okay, whatever. Okay, आज ये अच्छा लगा तो आज ये सुनते हैं. आज कल वो अच्छा लगा तो कल वो सुनते हैं. So it wasn't a targeted listening that was happening. But then as soon as we made our mind, okay, now we need to take shelter of a guru, and then when we decided on our guru, we started with focus listening the lecture, and all of a sudden I could see the change. I could see the change in my understanding. I could see that only by listening, okay, only by listening, and mind you, by this time I haven't met my guru. I only heard him. Okay, I already started building that relationship. Okay, and I already started building that bonding with my own guru. Okay, so that was the big change that was happening in our life. And then thinking about the responsibility, there was no added responsibility that came my way, which I was worried. Okay, and then later on when I took the initiation, जब मेरी दीक्षा हुई, and at that time, all of a sudden, the next day when I chanted, I could already see the difference in my chanting before initiation and after initiation. Huge difference. Okay, huge difference. Because all of a sudden, I was feeling that I was empowered by my guru. Okay. That potency, that blessing is coming to me. And that does happen. That does happen. When you take the shelter of a guru, the shelter actually gives you the blessings. It gives you the empowerment. Okay? Gives you that knowledge. Okay? So, in spirituality, we have to use our ear, brain, and heart. Okay? Ear for listening. Okay? That is acquiring the knowledge. Okay? Brain for logic and heart for realization. Okay, heart is for realization. It's all about the feelings and the heart, and that is why this is where Matajis have the advantage over Prabhujis. Okay, because generally speaking or traditionally speaking, Matajis are more emotion oriented and Prabhujis are more logic oriented. जो कुछ भी काम में नहीं आता वेस्ट जाता है, सिर्फ टाइम वेस्ट होता है. I have experienced it, okay? I know it, and that's the reason I'm telling is my wife is the one who took the first step, who took the proactive approach to spirituality, and this is generally I have seen that happens. Okay, the Matajis, they take the first step because they are very emotionally oriented, emotionally attached, and this is what helps progress faster in spirituality. Okay, the reason for that is spirituality is about love. Love towards Krishna, love towards your Guru. दिमाग से प्यार तो नहीं किया जा सकता ना, right? दिमाग से प्यार नहीं किया जा सकता और हार्ट से डिसीजन नहीं लिया जा सकता. ठीक है, दोनों अगर लोग करोगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. Okay, you have to love someone with your heart. When you are loving someone, you can't look for logic. अगर उसमें लॉजिक घुसाओगे, it won't work. Okay, it will be a mess. ठीक है, and at the same time when it comes to the knowledge part, you have to use your brain. Okay, जब लीला सुनते हैं हम, okay, when pastimes we hear, we have to use our heart, not our brain. Okay, and when we talk about tattva, okay, philosophy, use your brain, not your heart. So, as I was saying, that is where Matajis have the advantage in spirituality because they are very emotion oriented. ये दिल का मामला है, right? And that's why you will see Prabhujis are bit holding themselves back in spirituality. Okay, जरूरी है क्या? No, we'll see. ठीक है, जनरली क्या होता है, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, तू कर ले, मुझे छोड़ दे, मुझे जो करना है वो मैं करूँगा, तुझे जो करना है वो तू कर. Some of you might have experienced it, right? By the laughs, I can tell. Okay, so because I said the same thing to my wife as well, right? हाँ ठीक है, तुझे जाना है ना तू जा, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्टॉप यू, डोंट ड्रैग मी इनटू इट, ओके, प्लीज डोंट ड्रैग मी इनटू इट, ठीक है, तू जो करे ना फैमिली के लिए काफी है, नो प्रॉब्लम, तू कर ले, ठीक है, फैमिली के लिए काफी है. आई हैव सीन दिस इन माय फैमिली एज वेल, यू नो, whenever there it comes for fasting, upwas, right? My mother will do it. My father will not do this fasting and all that. My mother will do puja and everything. Usually it's my mother. Now my father also started doing it, but most of the time it's my mother who does it, not my father. Okay, and that's how it works. But later on, some or other husbands also realize, अरे हाँ, you know, कुछ तो है इसमें, करना चाहिए, देखते क्या है. Okay, and so that's how their husbands also get in, and that's how we progress. So the reason I was speaking about Vedas Priya Maharaj is that because that's recent event that is going to happen next week. It's not not next month. I think it's on 17th of August if I'm not wrong. Right, so it's not too far. So try and get as much as association from him as possible, okay? And he loves spending time with devotees, okay? When I said Srila Prabhupada is our grandfather, when I look at him, okay, and when you see him dealing with the kids, he is like their grandfather, okay? He actually feeds the kids with his own hand. Not many spiritual masters would actually do that, okay? Not many spiritual masters, but Vedas Priya Maharaj is such a personality, he will feed the kids, and I have seen it, that happening. So much so that usually it's the disciples who serve the Guru, right? Disciples who cook for the Guru. But if you go to Vrindavan, because that's where he, not most of the times, but a lot of the times he will be in Vrindavan, he lives there as well. He will cook for the disciples. Okay? And I have actually experienced it. I have eaten pasta in Vrindavan from his hands, okay, with cheese and everything. He cooked it. So and if you're going to Vrindavan, you know, if his disciples going to Vrindavan, he actually either he will go or he will send somebody to pick them up. Okay, amazing relationship, amazing personality. Okay, so and that is what it's. Of course, it is up to you as well. What you're looking for, Guru. You know, what are you looking for in your Guru? Okay, so you can build very nice relationship with the Guru. Next Guru that visits Melbourne is, you know, His Holiness Dham Maharaj. Okay, as soon as Dham Maharaj comes in front of you, you see that particular aura is around him, right? Some of you might have seen him or experienced it, right? And when he looks at you, it's as if like he knows everything inside what is happening. Yeah? And he knows what questions you might ask as well. And he will answer those questions. Okay? You see his lectures, when you listen to his lectures, very humorous lectures as well. Very humorous lectures. Okay? And he visits Melbourne, you know, a few times a year. Not many spiritual masters actually visit Melbourne a few times a year, but he is one of them who visits. And then we got His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, right? Now, he is such a personality, by just looking at him, people will become devotees. Why? The reason for that is the amount of pain that he is going through right now, the health issues that he is having. Even then, the amount of services he is doing in terms of initiating disciples, in terms of talking to disciples, responding to the disciples via email. Okay? That is so much inspiring. मुझे अगर थोड़ा सर दर्द हो गया ना, मैं सोचता हूँ माला जल्दी से जल्दी ख़त्म करके मैं सो जाऊँ. And this is only small headache. उनका सोचो किडनी फेल है, लीवर फेल है, कोविड हुआ है, right? 2 बार हुआ है कोविड. Even then he is doing all of that. Not only that, he is traveling as well. Okay? हमारे साथ ऐसा कुछ हो जाए तो छोड़ो यार, ये इतना सब करने की जरूरत है क्या? तुम लोग थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही फैनेटिक हो, राइट? इस्कॉन वाले थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही फैनेटिक है। इतना भी करने की ज़रूरत नहीं, थोड़ा ये करो थोड़ा वो करो, कभी खुशी कभी गम, राइट? तो चल रहे दो जो चल रहा हो, इतना सब करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। दैट्स व्हाट वी थिंक, okay? And because of that we don't go anywhere, we don't progress, okay? And then of course, you know, there is many other Maharajas, they visit every now and then. Shankaracharya Das Adhikari Maharaj, you know, his question and answer sessions are very, you know, very famous. People look forward to it. You ask him a question, he will respond very succinctly. Okay, he will respond very succinctly. Maharaj, in last 30 or 40 years, how many years he is practicing, he says that he never missed Mangal Aarti. Every day, wherever he is, he will go and attend Mangal Aarti. When you look at his travel schedule, okay, as soon as क्या होता है, हम जब भारत से यहाँ पे आते हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया आते हैं, जेट लैग हो जाता है, राइट? हम उठ ही नहीं पाते। कितने दिन? एक दिन 2 दिन नहीं, एक हफ्ता चलता है वो, राइट? क्या हो रहा है? अभी जेट लैग ही चल रहा है, जेट लैग ही चल रहा है। And you look at Shankaracharya Das Adhikari Maharaj, he is above 70, 75, I don't know, 75 or 77, something like that, right? As soon as he gets off the plane, he will sit and give lecture. Okay? The reason I'm discussing all about these Maharajas is as these are the, this is where we get the inspiration from. Okay? This is where we get the inspiration from. Because whatever we want to do, we need some inspiration to do things. Okay, we need a mentor. In office as well, you will see that if you have a mentor, career mentor, you will progress fast on your corporate ladder. Reason for that is they will guide you who to contact, what to do, what is your next step. Okay, they guide you systematically on how to progress in your career. So same thing happens. Bhakti Vriksha, you know, your Bhakti Vriksha self-servant leader, that is Jagannath Ram Prabhu, he will guide you up to a certain stage. He will say, these are the Maharajas. Now it is up to you, then actually act on it. Okay? And become serious. Only then we will see the spiritual progress. Otherwise we will not go anywhere. The other game that me and my son, I'm trying to teach my son, is chess. Chess is one game that I find very fascinating. And there's lots of gambits and different, in Marathi we call it different sali. Sali astat, that is gambit. You need to know, right? And what is the most important piece in a chess? Knight? Queen. King, queen. This is where, you know, I get different answers. The game is over when the king is captured, right? So king is the most important and most useless piece in the chess, right? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any power. Yes, right? That's why you need to protect your king, right? First thing that, you know, in chess they say that once you take your minor pieces out, you should castle. Castle means take the king on one side and surround all the your major pieces, your rook, knight and bishop around him, so that king is protected. Okay, what is the most important piece with us? Our mind. And most useless, I think, as well, because most of our problems are created because of our mind only, right? So what we need to do is, we need to take our mind, keep it somewhere in the corner and surround it with what? What do we need to surround our mind with?
Meditation of Krishna. Remember.
ये तो bookish answer हो गया. We need to surround our mind with good values. Okay, good values. Unless we have that value system around us, our mind will not be protected and it will be a game over very soon. Okay, the opposite party will capture our king, that is our mind. Where are these values coming from?
From the scriptures.
Oh yes, now we know that. But generally, कहाँ से आते हैं हमारे? Society, yes. Okay, society dictates what our values are. Right? Our friends, they decide what my values are going to be. right? And this is why becomes very important. Who do we surround our mind with? If our value systems are not right, our mind will not be at right place. And it will be captured very easily, just like that crowd strike. Okay, the crowd strike impacted, it's not only in Australia, it's a worldwide. It impacted everyone, right? Because there was no strong firewall. Okay, so we also have to build a strong firewall around our mind to protect from all these viruses entering our value system, which are trying to capture our mind. This links back to the first conversation we had, that colonization, right? The whole entire world has colonized and captured everything. Kuch bacha nahi hai. So what's left now is colonizing is now all these technology companies, they're colonizing our mind. So we are the product. I mean, नया product नहीं आ रहा है market में. We are the product. Okay? Our mind, our time is a product. Whoever captures our time wins the game. Right? Now, be that Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is. Or it is up to us if we want iskondesire3.com. Right? वो लेके आओ. YouTube पे जा रहे हो, search for spiritual talks, spiritual lectures. Okay? Look for Maharaj. And these days, most of the lectures will be online on YouTube. Of course, they are on iskondesire3.com, but they will be on YouTube as well. Okay? So go to this website, utilize the technology in a proper way. I'm not saying that technology is bad. All of the technology is bad. Okay? Without technology, I won't be speaking through this mic. Correct? So technology is there. But it is up to us how we utilize it. Okay? So that is entirely up to us. Now, and of course, the third or fourth Maharaj that I would like to speak is about Bhurijan Prabhu's. Okay? Amazing. How many of you have heard his lectures, Bhurijan Prabhu's lecture? Oh, a lot of you. Okay, that's good. Okay, I remember one time in the Hare Krishna Valley, there was a retreat on Dhruv Maharaj. Okay, many times he conducts the retreats, and I was lucky to attend, and the topic was Dhruv Maharaj. Okay, and in that retreat, now Bhurijan Prabhu, he is very old. Okay, and then he sat down and gave a lecture for 3 hours. Continuously for 3 hours. Okay. There I was, sitting, shifting from one thing to the other thing, taking, like this, stretching my leg, doing this and that. But Maharaj, he would not move, full focus. Okay. The reason for that is that when these Maharajas, they speak, and then Bhurijan Prabhu, they are actually into that Leela. Okay. They are there. It's as if they are experiencing it, and then they're just relaying that to us. Okay, whatever they have seen, whatever they have experienced, and their realizations on top of it, that actually makes it even more sweeter. When he comes to Melbourne, he will, most of the times he will have Leela Katha as well. It usually doesn't happen that he is here and Leela Katha did not happen. And when you sit there, all he is doing is actually reading off, okay, piece of paper. But when you are sitting there and listening to it, he actually takes you to a different world, completely different world. Okay, and that inspires devotees even more. Okay, so first thing that we need to do is actually listen. Okay, through listening, when it enters through our ear. Okay, there's a very nice verse in Bhagavatam that Satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavanti rat karana rasayana katha tad joshnat ashva apavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati. Okay, so Krishna is saying Satam prasangat, that sitting with the devotees, mama virya samvido. Okay, virya, mere shaurya gatha, aap suniye, right? My pastimes. Bhavantirat karna rasayan. Karna, that is your ears. Rasayan yani chemical, right? Through our ears, when this chemical of nectarian pastimes, they enter our heart, through ear or heart. Bhavantirat karna rasayan katha. Tad joshnat apa varga vartmani. After that, what happens is Shraddha, Rati and Bhakti. Anukramishati. In Marathi we say Anukramanika. Right? Anukramanika means index. Suchi. Right? So, Shraddha, Rati and Bhakti, they will automatically follow. But we need to engage with devotees and sit just like you're doing it now. Okay, but unfortunately what happens is, for most of us, Bhakti Vriksha is once a week. Friday night ko hota hai, khatam ho jata hai. Right? What happens on the weekend? वही अपना चालू हो जाता है IPL, क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी. आजकल टीवी सीरियल क्या चल रहा है मुझे पता नहीं है. So that's the only thing that I remember. Right? Or some movies. Today these days you don't even need that. Netflix and क्या Prime videos वो चल रहा है. वो कुछ नहीं तो YouTube तो है ही backup option. Right? So much so, they say that my friends, they tell me that Netflix here is pretty useless. मैं बोला क्यों, क्या हुआ? आधा घंटा तो क्या देखना है, वही ढूंढने में जाता है. My goodness, मतलब सब कुछ देख डाला है, सब कुछ, right? क्योंकि आज भारतीय हमारा क्या प्रॉब्लम है ना, बॉलीवुड, क्रिकेट और पॉलिटिक्स, ये तीन चीजें हमको घुमा रही है, right? और ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट अभी नेटफ्लिक्स आ गया है तो अभी सिनेमा हॉल पे भी जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. घर पे बैठो, दिमाग खराब कर लो, बहुत सिंपल है. Right, so this is where we need to utilize our time. We're not only weekend warriors. Okay, so it is said satam prasangat mama virya samidho. With my pure devotees you need to listen. Okay, pure devotees कहाँ पे मिलते हैं? Temple में मिलते हैं. So what does that mean? That means we need to start going to temple more and more. And luckily for us, there is a preaching center that has opened in the where is it? Vindham, right? No, Vindham. So there is a preaching center. Now you don't have to even travel to the temple Dang Street. If you want, of course you can, but then you can also go to Vindham Center, right, over the weekend and take the devotees association from there. Get as much as association as possible. Why? Because yes, your guru is one coach, but there is many little coaches there. They will teach you, they will tell you how to do it, what to do it, what not to do it. Right? Because many things you learn by watching only. Many things. You watch and learn. You watch and learn. Same thing with kids. उनको बोलो जल्दी उठो, नहीं उठेंगे. क्यों? पता है मम्मी पापा 8-8 बजे तक सो रहे हैं तो हमको उठने की जरूरत नहीं है. But if they see or if they realize mummy papa they are getting up early in the morning, they are chanting, they will watch and learn. Okay. Amarendra Prabhu, he says, I'll tell you, he says that all of us we have become leftist. मतलब ये दायां हाथ होता है बायां हाथ, मैं हिंदी में दायां और बायां गड़बड़ करता हूँ. बायां, हाँ, ये हम सारे अब बायां हाथ यूज करना सीख गए हैं. कैसे पता है? राइट हैंड में तो चैंटिंग की बीट बैग रहती है. राइट, यहाँ पे चैंटिंग चल रहा है, यहाँ पे फोन चल रहा है. बच्चे को क्या बोलते हैं? भाई एक हाथ राउंड कर ले, मन लगा के करना. और हमारा क्या चल रहा है? दोनों हाथ से मल्टीटास्किंग चल रहा है, चैंटिंग भी चल रहा है और लेफ्ट हैंड से दूसरा काम भी चल रहा है. कभी कुकिंग चल रहा है, कभी क्लीनिंग चल रहा है, कुछ उठा रहे हैं. तो बच्चा भी देखता है. He also sees, he learns. Watch and learn. Watch and learn. Okay. If you tell them, they will not follow. If you tell them, they will not follow. But if you do it, they will. So they will also learn the same thing, how to chant. Chanting यानी कि बैठना, एक हाथ में माला है, दूसरे हाथ में फोन है. That's the rule, because that's what kids have seen. Okay, so same way, when you go to these preaching centers or temple, they will actually not necessarily tell you what to do, but they will inspire you. Okay, because automatically you will get inspiration, right? By watching others. कॉलेज के दिन याद करो, हमको इंस्पिरेशन कैसे आती थी? फ्राइडे नाइट, सैटरडे नाइट, दूसरे को देख के आती थी, राइट? अच्छा, तूने 1 ग्लास कोक पिया है क्या? मैं 2 पीऊंगा। ऑब्वियसली कोक नहीं था, कुछ और था। दैट्स डिफरेंट स्टोरी। ठीक है? सो टेक द इंस्पिरेशन, इट्स ऑल अराउंड अस। Okay, there is no dearth of inspiration. It's just that we need to look for it. If we look for inspiration, we'll get it. Okay, I think that's my time. If you have any question or comments, or if you want to discuss anything, we can now. Yes, Prabhu.
प्रभु जी, अगर अभी तक किसी ने गुरु धारण न किया हो और वो करें, जैसे कि सपोज कुछ दिन में, और उसके ही बाद वो शरीर छोड़ दें, उनकी डेथ हो जाए,
गुरु की?
उनकी नहीं,
अच्छा, डिवोटी की?
हाँ, डिवोटी की, तो उनकी भी वही गति होगी जो जिन्होंने 10 साल से किया हुआ है?
Okay, first I need to understand your question. So a devotee has taken a shelter from a guru, or initiation.
Initiation.
Okay, so devotee has taken a shelter from initiation, and then unfortunately he passed away, right? And then the question is, तो जो बच्चे हैं उनका क्या होगा, और वो जो devotee passed away?
I'm trying to ask is what gonna happen if suppose if someone hasn't taken the initiation?
Hasn't taken. Okay, yeah.
Hasn't taken any initiation. But what if he take initiation from the guru? So what's gonna happen if he leave the body? So he's gonna go to Krishna after initiation, as someone else is following.
Okay, so what will be the destination of such a person who passes away after taking initiation, right? So it really it depends on at what stage of his devotion that person was, right? Initiation meaning what? It's a start. It's not the end.
But it is a surrender.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Oh no. Look, I'm not saying that that's a failure or anything. Definitely, chanting in itself is glorious. Okay, how many people chant? 0.001% maybe of the population, right? And on top of it, not only chanting, if you have taken the initiation or if you have surrendered to Guru, that is amazing. No doubt about that. Okay. Krishna is not going to say, oh, by the way, you haven't taken initiation, so you're a fail. No. Okay, it doesn't work that way. It just depends because there are different level of surrenders as well, right? Some is fully surrendered, some is on the way to fully surrender.
Okay. किसी के पास chanting का balance नहीं है.
Balance नहीं है.
मतलब chanting balance नहीं है किसी.
Okay, they haven't chanted. Okay, yeah.
उन्होंने गुरु धारण अभी तक नहीं किया और कर लिया जैसे.
हाँ.
उसके बाद वो उनकी डेथ हो जाए. तो उनके पास पुराना बैलेंस नहीं था. उसके कारण भी उनकी परम गति होगी. मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है.
So it's a good question, but answer is. Again, it depends on where that person is, how that person has surrendered. Because Krishna also says, if you have chanted my name with a pure name once, you will get liberation. Okay, once. अगर उस बंदे ने भगवान का नाम, शुद्ध नाम लिया है, okay, without any impurity, okay, शुद्ध भक्ति जो बोलते हैं, पूरे भाव से, पूरे प्रेम से, तो भगवान के पास जाएगा. However, at the same time, if somebody is chanting 16 rounds for years, but there is no bhav, there is no love behind it, it's going to take time. Yes, Prabhu.
I have just heard, just to add what he was saying, that it depends, like you said, even if you take once with full heart and love and full surrender, you will go to Krishna. But if you have just one desire, one smallest desire, you will not reach there. So it all depends on the level of is it 100% or it is 99.9999%.
So what Shastras tell us, it's not like, okay, it's 90%, 80%. If I have 80%, spiritual desires, but I have 20% material desires, what happens? Right? It's when you think about it, Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dhridavrata. Right? He's saying, chant my names when or how many times? He's not saying 16 rounds. Satatam, all the time. Or kaise? Dhridavrata. With determination. आपने ऐसे नहीं चल रहा है, not like that. With full faith, determination. If you chant, then yes, आपका कुछ हो सकता है, ठीक है? And then he says, अनन्यास चिंतयन्तो माम ये जना परिपासते. That with one pointed attention. Okay, one pointed attention. So that's a very tall order, very difficult to achieve. Okay, and that is why these acharyas, when they come, that's why Srila Prabhupada has made it very easy for us. Then he said that if you chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles, I'll make sure that you go back to Godhead. Okay, so Krishna का तो पता नहीं मुझे, but I have faith in Prabhupada. Okay, because Krishna's requirements are quite high, very high requirements. Okay, so follow Prabhupada. If we do that, होता क्या है ना, हमसे वही नहीं होता है. Okay, we think following 4 regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds, easy, no problem. जब करने को बैठते हैं तब पता चलता है how difficult it is. Okay, for even what to speak about, chanting, following 4 regulative principles is difficult for us. Okay, so yes, it really depends, and that's why if you read Bhagavad Gita, it also tells short-term yogi and a long-term yogi, what happens to them. For whatever reason, if you're in 5th chapter, Krishna said that if your devotion is immature, okay, it hasn't matured enough. Okay? Then if that means a person who has only did bhakti very for short time, then that person, what is the reason? Long-term devotee. If you're done bhakti for a long time, but thoda bahut bacha hai, to kya hota hai? Okay. But having said that, in Bhagavatam, that's why Bhagavatam, is very rasika. That means it's very there is a different mellow rasa in Bhagavatam. He says that आपका भजन अगर थोड़ा अपक्व है, that means it's still not fully matured. Okay, त्यक्त्वा स्वधर्म चरणाम्बुजमरे भजन अपक्व अथ तत्पते यदि. Okay, भजन तत् अपक्व पका हुआ और अपका, that means थोड़ा बहुत कच्चा है अभी. Okay, what Narad Muni is saying, this is what Narad Muni is saying in 1st canto itself. He is saying that if you have given up everything, if you have forsaken your material duties and surrendered to Krishna, okay, you have given up your material duties and surrendered to Krishna, and even if your bhajan, that is your bhakti, is not mature, there is no failure. But he says later on that, but on the other hand, if you don't do any bhakti, but if you are fully engaged in material duty, looking after 100%, there is no gain. Okay, so you can read this. It's 1st canto 5th chapter 17 verse, very nice verse. That actually gives me a lot of comfort, saying that okay, thoda in India, during engineering we had etiquette. Okay, etiquette means allowed to keep term. Okay, but in Marathi we used to call आता तरी काढून टाक. Meaning अब तो निकाल दे यार, अब कितने सब्जेक्ट बाकी है. Okay, so there is etiquette that is allowed for us if we follow the process. Okay, Prabhupada's process.
Prabhu, I have heard in one lecture, like Prabhupada also said that with 70% of purity also I will take you, go to back to
Yes.
water.
Yeah, so
Because I have backdoor key.
yes, correct. Yes, so that's what Prabhupada has said. Very nice. That yes, you follow me. Okay, you follow my instructions. I'll make sure I will take you to Krishna. Okay. Any other question, comment, or doubts? No? Okay, so everyone's ready to take shelter of a guru, looking for a guru? Yes, Prabhu.
Once we take a shelter from any Guru Maharaj, and I have seen that all the Guru Maharaj have lots of disciples and
Lots of
they have
disciples,
very
yeah.
busy schedule.
Yes.
So how do we get that personal time
Yeah.
for guidance?
So the question is, if we take shelter, and now these days, because as I said, the initiating gurus layer is very thin, and on top of it, gurus who are visiting Melbourne, there are also, very few, handful only. Okay. So how, and then they have many disciples. So how do we get the time? Their association. So and that's where you need to actually first sit down and work out what are you looking for in a guru. Okay, whether you want to serve your guru personally. I want to go and have that one-on-one chat. I want to be able to speak to my guru whenever I want to. If I have doubt, I should be able to contact my guru directly. And by the way, Vedaspriya Maharaj is very good in this one. Okay, you can call him, you can talk to him directly. Okay, and then he will answer your phone calls. He will also respond to your email as well. And on top of it, when he visits Melbourne, or if you visit him in India or Fiji or wherever, you can also serve him. So that opportunity is always there. So with some gurus it is possible, with some it is not possible, and the reason for that is not that gurus won't allow you, it's just that because of number of disciples it's just not possible. Okay, so that's why, as I said, it is really up to you to what you're looking for a guru. Because remember, accepting a guru, it's a two-way relationship. If you are accepting a guru, guru ne bhi to accept karna chahiye na tumko, right? Otherwise, that won't work. So first you have to work out what I am looking for, and then you can decide. Okay, now we got 4 or 5 gurus or 10 gurus, whatever it is. Then you choose the guru. Okay. But that's the right way actually to look for a guru. What am I looking for, and whether the guru is able to actually reciprocate or fulfill my needs as well. Yeah. Anything? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, in one of the lectures I was hearing that guru usually takes all of your karmas when
Initiation happens. After the initiation, the fire sacrifice, yes.
And that is quite a heavy load.
It is, yes. Very heavy load, agree. Yeah.
How do you keep yourself in check?
Yeah.
That because of your mistakes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the repercussion is 10 times.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the repercussions are very.
Throw a larger line, not
Yes.
a small one.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a very heavy question actually that you asked. So question is, when initiation happens, okay, Guru takes our karma when we sit through that fire sacrifice. Okay, Guru takes all our previous karmas. So then the question is, then that looks like a very bad deal for a Guru, right? Because he is taking on all of your karmas. So, but the thing is, Prabhuji, yes, I agree with you. First thing is, the responsibility is on us to follow 4 regulatory principles and chant 16 rounds. If we do this, okay, then we should be okay. Then we don't need to worry about it. Okay, that's the first thing from our side. All we have to do is seriously follow the rules, Guru's instruction, and chant 16 rounds, minimum 16 rounds. If we do that, from our side, chance of a mistake is very less. However, having said that, there will be instances, there will be some things which are out of our control, for which we're not able to follow that instruction. For example, if you're sick, very severely sick, you can't chant your 16 rounds. That's just practically not possible. Okay, then what happens? Okay, but also remember that I'm thinking example. Lord Shiva's example. Okay, Lord Shiva, what he has done to save the world, he drank the poison. Halahal. It is said that 1 drop of that halahal poison was enough to destroy the entire world. But what he has done is he has condensed it in his palm, drank it, and when I say drank it, he kept it in his throat, and that's how he got the name Neelakanta. The reason that all the demigods, they went to Lord Shiva, or in fact went to Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu said go to Lord Shiva, is because one thing is Lord Shiva is very merciful. and at the same time he is very powerful to handle that poison. Okay, so same thing applies to our guru as well. Yes, guru takes our karmas. Okay, no doubt about that. However, our gurus are spiritually very powerful as well to digest and to handle our bad karmas. Okay, so that's why they're able to handle that, and that's why you will see that sometimes gurus, they do fall sick. Okay, and then I heard this. Please keep in mind, I haven't read this anywhere. I just heard through the devotees that when devotees, committing some offense or some, not following it properly, that's when it impacts guru's health. But imagine gurus, they are taking lots of disciples. Some gurus, they have thousands of disciples, right? So out of their compassion only, they are taking on this karma because they are spiritually powerful. And that's why they can handle our karmas. Okay?
Is it only the 16 rounds and 4 regulatory principle is the only thing, or because time situation and circumstances are such a situation where you happen to create so many other offenses, you will definitely...
See,
the fear point not to take the initiation is that.
No, see, that shouldn't stop or hinder your initiation. Okay, so these are the basic requirements: 16 rounds and 4 regulatory principles to take initiation. If you're doing that, amazing, you're qualified to take shelter or initiation. Okay, so you can be-jhijak, as they say, you can progress, you can go ahead and take the initiation. Okay, that shouldn't be the stopping criteria. Okay, the reason for that is our gurus are very powerful. Okay, they can handle and digest whatever karmas that we have. But as you also again then said, but we do tend to commit offenses. That is up to us, but we're not committing any sins. Okay, we're not committing any sinful activities. Okay, does that answer your question? Only Prabhujis are asking questions this time. Any other question or comment? Yes, Madhuri.
Prabhuji, as you said, if you are sick and not able to do the 16 rounds, so if it happens for a week and then you come back to normal, so that is okay?
So yes, that is okay. As long as you're working, you're saying that, okay, I was sick, I didn't chant, I will stop.
But then you feel guilty, like why I'm not able to do it. You can feel it. But
Yeah, I agree. So when I say sickness, that is like you're in hospital. Not like, aaj mera sar dukh raha hai, I'm not feeling.
Genuine reason.
Yes, correct, yes. If it's a genuine reason, what can you do? Okay. But if you are able to cook for your husband and for your kids or whatever, and same thing applies to Prabhujis, if you are able to work, if you're going to office, then you are able to chant. That's what I believe. Okay.
We can still do the service.
Yes, yeah. You can continue on doing services as well and chant. Okay, anything else? Otherwise, we can stop here. I think kids are waiting for Prashad. Any final thoughts or question? Alright, we'll stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.